Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Survival Minecraft Let's Play with me, Luminacato. And today we're just going to go on a bit of a base tour. I've got a couple of builds that I've finished and I'm excited to show you guys, and I've got some farms built that I think are pretty neat too. So let's get started. Alright, so this was our first build. This was the villager breeder, and as we can see on the inside, we've got lots of villagers to work with. I did put in some rails to be able to retrieve them more easily. I used the boats once or twice, but it was a little bit too much of a hassle. I put this little table in, just thought it looked nice. Up here, this is extra stuff for moving villagers around whenever I need rails and stuff. Just keeps it all co-located. I moved these beds, I rearranged them so that they're kind of bunk bedish over here on the side. Give me a little bigger walkway here. Hey guys. They just wanted to be in the video. And then up here, this did have some walls trying to like separate it into different rooms, but I turned that into just a storage space. I wanted to maybe use copper golems to sort and organize, but again, I didn't really feel like I had the space for it. It's not, see this wall over here is it's only too wide over here. Just didn't really seem to be working out. So maybe later. Maybe when I build like a more permanent storage, I can use copper golems. But this is bulk storage of my wood types. These are for the red nether wood and then mangrove and cherry. Then this is just stone types that I've collected some amount of so far. There's all that calcite. And this is the basalt, deep slate, granite, stuff. Have some extra spaces over here for whenever I need those. And I can make more chests and fill up this wall, over to this line. And then maybe even put a couple in over here and a couple in over here. I could close off this. This is down in the villagers. I gave them a little table, a little workbench. Right, and this is a decorative chest for them. Doesn't even open. Hey, need to put flowers in here. We'll get that done. I could actually close this off because I don't need this. I can get in through the trapdoors over here if I really wanted to. But we'll see, I just close this. I can walk through, but he can't. Yeah, I can walk through that. See? Alright, catch you later. Alright, let's continue on with the tour. Alright, let's keep going. You can see I built something over there. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's the farmer's market. I've decorated the inside and put some villagers in it. I'm pretty happy with it as it is at this point. Got some villagers, paintings, villagers, and more villagers. These chests are just here to store any extra produce that I might have for the appropriate trades. Carrots, carrots. Hey, look at that. He gives me a discount. I wonder why that is. And this is going to have a wheat trade. Yep. And I thought that this guy had, what's the red one? Beetroots. But he doesn't. So I'm going to have to do some work with you. Villager trading. Fun stuff. Up here, my inspiration was kind of like a little cafe type of setup. I really like, I could put item frames here for tables or for like plates, and maybe that would look good. I need to do something on this wall. So I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm just kind of playing around, seeing what I like. But just like a little cafe setup, I'll put some more flower pots up here, get some more flowers. That'll be nice. Yeah, it's cozy, happy. It's like a little farmer's market. You can come through and you can buy yourself some produce. You can buy yourself some bread or some cheese. Bread and cheese, yeah. I wonder if one of you has apples. Apples, bread and cheese apples, and you just come up here and say, I'm going to go have myself a seat, have a little snack. I'll sit over here. I would sit right here so I can look out the windows. Or I would sit right here so I can look out those windows. You know, just being silly. All right, let's move on. All right, and moving on. Decorative lava pool. Not done anything with that yet. Don't really know what I want to do with it. I thought about making like a little patio above it. I thought about making like a sauna there. That might be kind of fun and silly. Garden, cats. And this is the pole tent that I built early on. Don't know what that horse is doing there. Nothing's really changed in these places. I cleared out some of the chests here. I think I threw in some more furnaces. You know, just been that's kind of minerals, and then these planty, growy things, mob drops and flint, redstone. This is kind of actually I've been putting these. This is kind of like a projects chest. I've been putting these things down here. This one down here is potions and equipables. Like there's my bucket, right? Or buckets, bundles, shield, saddles, that kind of stuff. This is food, amethyst, and some of these other things over here. Actually, I'm gonna move this and this up here because I need to do something with this. I could make myself some lava farms with those. If you see, I was doing some villager trading the other day um, while my kids were watching me play, and I happened to get some dried gas. And I also happened to kill some endermen that dropped some warped nylium, so I could grow the twisted trees out here in the overworld if I really wanted to, which I don't. So it is what it is. In here, I put just the littlest basic enchanter setup. I've been enchanting some of my tools. You know, this is pretty good, but of course it's about at the end of its life now. Efficiency on the axe. You know, just let's see what the randomness table has for us. Sharpness, no thank you. Efficiency 4 and a shovel wouldn't be terrible. Might come back for that. I really need, though, I really need a good bow. I wonder what's, I don't even know what's good on a crossbow. Eh, eh, crafting table. I believe it's deep. Nope, deep, deep, deep. Take those. Do this. Bow. I might come back and take that. I'll think about it. I'll think about it while we walk around and talk. Okay, so that's kind of it for these builds. I got some farms together. This is a really simple, just bone mill farm. I just throw my bones in there. Any kind of extra plant material you get, you toss it in the top chest, feeds through the hopper through the composter, comes on out as bone meal. Over there, got melons and pumpkins. I hope to put those into an automated farm using the Allays soon enough. But for now, they're just going to be over there. Part of the trip with that I did with my kids into the Nether started as just bartering, piglin bartering, but we started wandering around. I was collecting quartz to get myself the 31 levels that I have so I could maybe enchant a bow. And we came across, of course, another fortress. Not a great one, but I was able to get, this stuff. I don't even think I know the name of this stuff, but this stuff that you need for potions and the soul sand, whatever that is. So I could grow this. So I can make some potions. I got a couple blaze rods. Wasn't too crazy. Didn't go too crazy on it. The blaze spawners were not in a good spot to set up an easy farm. And I know that I don't have um, looting or anything like that. So we'll get that set up at a later date. and come back. This is, of course, the iron farm. Ooh, look at that. So he spawns, comes in here, sticks his head in the fire, and it cooks pretty well for me. I've been really happy with it. More iron than I know what to do with at this point, but I do have more farms coming up. So down here, I can just peek in on my villagers, make sure that they're all running around scared. Yep, that guy's scared. Those two aren't though, that's fine. And come on out. And then over here, I can see the Grumpus. See the Grumpus down there. Don't ask me why he's holding an axe and wearing iron pants. I don't want to talk about it. That's my third zombie in there actually. The video I watched said that you could just put a zombie in a boat and that would be good enough. So I tried that, and then I think it despawned. So I did it again, and I got two in there the second time, and I'm pretty sure that they despawned. And that time they got pushed into the villagers, and so they ended up turning the villagers to zombie villagers, and then I had to clean the zombie villagers out, and then I got new villagers in there, and I got a new zombie in there. It was not fun. Not fun at all. But I got that cleaned up, got it sorted out. I used the trick that I've seen other YouTubers use, where they throw an item down and find a zombie that can pick up items, because those zombies don't despawn. It's like a guarantee, I guess. And that seems to have worked since then. Unfortunately, in that event, I died and threw all my giblets all over the place, and then the zombie got my axe. It was a hoot. This is my carrot farm. Let's see what we're doing, how we're cooking over here. Whoop. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yep, there they are. So this is, I looked at a couple of videos on this. You can use Allays to pick up crops that villagers will harvest. How that works is the villager's inventory has to be full. And then when he harvests, he won't pick the things up, and the Allays can scoop it down and pick them up. You accomplish that by using those, putting trapdoors up above so that he can't reach the composter. If he reaches the composter, he'll compost any extra stuff in his inventory and make bone meal, and then he'll use the bone meal. I think he'll use the bone meal to make the plants grow faster, which is a great system for like a villager breeder. But over here, I don't want him doing that. I want his pockets to be full. I want him to be full of carrots, and then I want him to pick carrots and then leave them on the ground so that my two Allays that are in there somewhere can grab them and bring them over. Toss them in there with the no block. There's another farm over there by the base, by the pole tent, that we'll go look at in more detail, but that's how this works. That's going to be the first one, and then I'm going to do some potatoes over here. I've got a different build in mind for this. I'm going to do the beetroots up here, although I don't have anyone to trade for it now, apparently. I don't really have a good, strong idea for what I'm going to build here. And then I'm going to use this as kind of like an arch. Come up here and do another one with the wheat. I would also like to do pumpkins and melons in a similar fashion, using piston to harvest them, and then having Allays pick them up. But I'm testing that in a creative world right now. All right, so we're about to get dark. Let's go hit the bed, and then we'll check out the Allay mechanics. Okay, so this is, if you're not familiar, this is the basic setup for an Allay gathering system. There we go. Yep, that was it. You just saw it right there. So if you give an Allay an item, like in this case, that one's got green wool, when the Allay sees that entity, that item laying on the ground like this, oops, like this, like this, the Allay will pick it up. The Allay will then try to bring it to you, to the player, and it'll throw it at you so you can put it in your inventory, so you can pick it up. But if you use a note block, the note block will sync to the Allay, and the Allay will instead drop said item at the note block. They'll try to throw it onto the note block, really. So, since you have to power note blocks, that kind of creates a problem, right? The the best way to handle this is you gotta make some kind of a barricade up above the note block so that the items hit the barricade and then basically fall down. This is probably the cheapest solution to use. A water source on one side flows around and then feeds into a hopper, which feeds into a chest. And I've just got a single chest here. You could obviously use like hoppers all the way around if you wanted to. You could use like a hopper minecart zooming around under there if you want to. There's all kinds of options at that point. But this will pick up the entity off the ground, the item off the ground, and throw it where you want it to be thrown, which is pretty useful. Especially, I wanted to try it here on the sheep farm. I've never built an Allay gathering system in survival, and I wanted to do it in kind of a low. See, I'm standing right here. Do it in the water. Low risk kind of a way, right? I wanted the green wool anyway, so excuse me, this works out pretty well, and it does well. This is just a standard, um, observer to redstone to dispenser kind of a shearing thing for sheep. Not the highest efficiency, but I've already got more wool than I know what to do with over there. I'm going to use it to kind of texture in some of this moss. I'm going to start using moss because I don't really like this dirt pattern all that much, and it's everywhere. So things that I know are gonna persist, like this little hill right here, I'm gonna put moss on it, and then things that I'm not sure on, like this guy, I might bring this down, so I might not touch that yet. But down here by the farmer's market, I've actually put some carpet in there. Yep, so you can get close enough you can see it. But you get, kind of over here, and you can't really tell. But it does break up your eye line with the different texture right there, so that's nice. And so yeah, I've got quite a bit of work ahead of me. I gotta get some more stuff built over there, more farms, more villagers. Gotta get some of those villagers out of there, get them over here, get them working. I need to design a good pumpkin and melon farm that I'm happy with that uses Allays, which I've been playing with. My biggest concern is that the piston is gonna push the Allay through the soil block below it, the dirt block below it, and thus push it out of the farm, and then it would stop being able to gather things on the farm. That's probably pretty problematic. I did test it in a creative world. It seems to not matter. I basically just put an Allay in a box and then had two pistons facing down and started slamming them with redstone or slamming them with an observer, so it fired the pistons real fast. Up and down, up and down, and it kind of makes the Allay bob a little bit, but it doesn't push them through the block below. But I wanna test it a little more. I guess it would also probably be wise to chunk align that. We'll see. I might not have to worry about it that much. I may be overthinking it. I never overthink things. Never. Nope. Never. But I think that's going to do it for this episode 4. covering the base store. We got some rainy going on now. Uh, just looking around at things. Next time, I'll probably have some more farms built, and we might do some nether content, getting blaze rods, or maybe even building up a blaze farm with a spawner. I think I've got a pretty good location for that. Of course, I'm also ready to be out of non-diamond armor, so might have to deal with that next. I don't know. There's that woodland mansion that's in the back of my mind. It's calling me. I want to go. I want to go do that. I want to go. I want to get that done. Not because I need the totems of undying or anything like that, just because I've never done one before. And, you know, why not? Why not just go ahead and take care of that? But that'll do it for today. Please like and subscribe. If you have any ideas for any farms or anything else that in general you'd like to see me build or try to build, I'm happy to take those suggestions. Leave a comment, let me know, and I hope you have a great day or evening wherever you are, and we'll talk to you next time.